Hello guys, welcome back. In today's video we'll be drafting a Bustier top pattern. So I'll start by taking my horizontal measurements. The first measurement I'll take is the distance from my shoulder to my bust point, which is 10.5 inches. I'll rule a straight line across, and then I'll take my under bust point, which is 13 inches. I'll rule a straight line across, and then I'll take my waist line, which is the length of my top, and I'll rule a straight line across. So on my bust point, I'll go up by 2 inches to get my chest line, and then I'll also rule a straight line across it. The next measurement I'll take is my shoulder measurement divided by 2. So on my neck area, I'll take my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 8 inches. I'll indicate that with a point. And on my chest line, I'll also take the 8 inches, and then I'll rule into a straight line. On my chest line, I'll take my bust circumference divided by 4. I'll indicate that with a point. And on my neck area, I'll take my neck width of 4 inches. This is not important. I'm just doing this so that this tutorial, you guys can understand this tutorial. And then I'll come down by 3 inches for the neck depth, and then I'll connect. So you can do any type of neckline that you want. So on the armhole area, I'll measure what I have, and then I'll divide it by 2. So I'll indicate the middle point like this, and on that middle point I'll go in by 1/4 inch, just like you see me doing. I'll indicate it with a point, and then I'll curve out my armhole like this. On my bust point, I'll take my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. I'll indicate that I'll take it on my UBL and also on my waistline. So I'll connect the 3 points into a straight line. On my bust point, I'll come down by 1 inch. And on my waistline, I'll take half an inch on one side and half an inch on the other side, and then I'll take my dart. I'll connect to meet the 1 inch that I came down with on my bust point. On my shoulder area, I'll measure what is left there, and then I will indicate the middle point. So what I have left after taking my neckline is 4 inches. So I'll take half of 4 inches, which is 2 inches. I'll indicate it with a point, and then I'll slant from there to meet my bust point. What I'll do next is to measure the distance between my bust point and my under bust point. So what I have is 2.5 inches. So I'll place my tape on my bust point and I'll move it around to form a circle. So I'll keep taking 2.5 inches all around. So whatever the distance between your bust point and your under bust is, that's what you will use to form your circle. So after doing it, I'm trying to trace out my circle. On my under bust line, I'm going to go out by half an inch. So ignore the first dart that we have there. We are taking another dart. I'll take half an inch on one side, and I'll take another half an inch on the other side, and then I'll connect to meet my waistline, just like you see me doing. I'll just use my ruler to connect from my under bust to the part where the dart ended, just like you see me doing. I'll measure the dart on my under bust, and what I have is 1.5 inches. So the 1.5 inches that I have, I'm going to share it on this circle. So I'll take half an inch on the side towards my neckline area, and I'll take 1 inch on the side towards my armhole area. After doing that, I'll connect my dart to meet my bust point like this. So the next thing I'll do is to take 1/4 inch away from our dart. This is to ensure that our bustier top is not too big on the upper area. So I'll take half an inch, which is 1/4 inch. I'll take it on both sides, and then I'll connect to meet the bust point. So after doing that, we're not going to use this first line again. The second line is our new dart area. So what I'll do is to use my ruler to connect my darts together, just like this. So in order to get our sweetheart neckline, on my chest line, I'll come down by half an inch. So if you want your sweetheart neckline to be very deep, you can come down by 1 inch. I will connect from the 1/4 inch to meet my circle with my ruler, just like this. On my armhole area, I'll measure what I have here, which is 1 inch. I'll divide it by 2, which is ½ inch. I'll indicate my ½ inch, just like this. And then on the ½ inch, I'll come down by ½ an inch. I'll rule a straight line across the ½ an inch that I came down with, just like this. And I'll use my ruler to connect like this. So I'll connect from my dart line to meet the straight line, just like this. This new line is our new armhole line. So what I'll do next is to start placing my measurements. On my chest line, I'll take my bust measurement divided by 4. I'll measure my darts, and what I have, I'll replace it. Please always remember to replace your darts. And on my waistline also, I'll measure for my waist circumference divided by 4. I'll measure out my dart, and whatever I have, I'm going to replace it also, and then I'll connect from my bust line to meet my waistline. I'll add 1.5 inches for stitching allowance. I'll connect my lines, and then I'll cut. So please pay attention to where I'm going to cut, so that you don't cut out the part that you will be needing. So this is our front pattern. I'm going to go ahead and label it. This is our center front, and that's our side front. So this is a fresh pattern paper. I'm going to take 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. I'm not going to add a zip to this top. I'm just trying to illustrate for those of you that would want to add a zip to your top. So I'll place my center front like this. I'll make sure the length is the same with the new pattern paper. I'll pin it down, and then I'll take 1 inch for my darts. I'll indicate it with a point, and from that point I'm going to pin my side front on the other side, just like this. So what I'll do next is to trace what I have on this new pattern paper. So what I'll do on my neck area, which is my zip area, I'll come down by 1 inch. This is because I don't want the back of my top to be straight. I want it to be a little bit slanted. So I'll slant like this to meet the other side. And then I'll take in my dart. So I'll take my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 4 inches. I'll go out by 0.5 inch on the left and on the right, and then I'll connect to meet the neckline. After taking in my dart, I'll reduce my zipper allowance on the down part. I'll reduce it by half an inch, and on the upper part I'll also reduce it by half an inch, and then I'll connect to meet the middle point. Like I said, I'll not be attaching a zip to this top. I'm just doing this for those that would want to attach a zipper to their top. So after doing that, I'll just cut out what I have like this, and I'll cut out one part of my dart. I'll place it on the other one, and then I'll pin it down. So I've taken in my dart already. When I'm going to cut this on my fabric, I'm just going to cut out 2 pieces without bothering about my dart, since I've taken it in already. And I'll cut out my zip allowance since I don't need it. So these are the patterns that we need for this tutorial. Please like this video, leave a comment down below in the comment section. Stay tuned for the sewing part of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.